Chef, welcome. My name's Cameron. And in this training, I am going to shift your perspective and start getting you to change your life. That's right. I'm going to get you to change your life. And I know why you're here. You're here because the 70-hour weeks, the stress, the pressure, the kitchen environment, the gut, the love handles, the lack of self-esteem, the destroyed energy levels, the mood swings, the knowing that your life is not going the way you want it to go. That's why you're here, because you're looking to change that and you're looking to fix that. And guess what? I'm going to show you how. In this training, I am going to shift your perspective from being in a place where nothing works and you can't figure it out to, I am going to make this work and I am going to change my life. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to do so at the end of this call. So, what are we trying to do here? I'm going to tell you something, Chef. The whole idea of Chef Fit and what we're trying to do in this training is I am going to get you and show you how to become a happy, lean, focused, and confident chef by using the Chef Fit Elite method. Simple as. If you don't want the above, then forget about it. This is for ambitious chefs who are stuck in a rut, who need to change. Not want to change, not kind of, sort of, I might do it next Monday, want to change. Need to change. Need to change for themselves because their back is to the wall. Need to change for their family because they haven't spent the time with their kids that they should have. They're not present with their spouse and they're not providing the life for them that they should be. And they're failing to fulfill their potential as a chef, which is the thing that they were originally passionate about. I guarantee you at some point along the line, Chef, that you were passionate about this. You loved food, but somewhere along the line, it has broken you down. It has broken you down. And the idea here is that I'm going to show you how to overcome all of those things. Now, with that in mind, if you don't believe that that's possible, well, listen, I'm going to tell you something. You're probably asking yourself, is this actually worth my time? Should I actually sit here and listen to this guy? Who is he? Why? Well, listen, here's the facts. You could spend the next 25, 30 minutes flicking through Instagram, looking at Netflix and flicking through Facebook, and nothing will have changed in your life. It'll just be another missed opportunity. Just another thing that's drifted by and you haven't jumped on it. You haven't taken action on it. Or you could spend the next 25 to 30 minutes listening to me and I will change your perspective and therefore change your life. Don't believe me? Check this out. So, two Chef Fit guys in here. On the left, you have Craig. On the right, you have Alan. Let me tell you about Craig first. Craig started last year at the end of December. Craig's now lost 18 kilos since starting Chef Fit. I think, actually, since I put this picture up, he's lost 20 kilos. So, he was in a position where his back was to the wall. He was eating absolute muck. Work was breaking him down. He was drinking regularly. He was too tired to play with his kids in his days off. He'd get up, drop his kids to school, and he'd come back and he'd go to sleep for hours on end instead of staying up. Since he started with us, he's completely shifted everything. So on top of losing the weight and getting his self-confidence back and pushing towards goals physically and fitness-wise, better relationship with his family, he's better in work, and he's so passionate about what he's been able to do in the past couple of months that he's even gone as far as trying to qualify as a personal trainer, which he's currently doing right now. That is the power of what we do at Chef Fit. That is the power of what I'm going to show you today. On the right, you have Alan. Alan came in the same time as Craig. Alan's lost 12 kilos since starting Chef Fit. I'm going to tell you something about Alan. In his own words, he said he was in the darkness. He was in a place where he was on the brink, you know. He had some serious personal issues. Work was on top of him. He had a young family and things were getting about as bad as they could possibly get. And he did not know how long he could keep up this front of, I'm fine. And he was breaking. He was starting to break. And when Alan came to me, we put his game plan together. We put his goals together. And I took him through exactly what I'm about to take you through. And Alan shifted everything. Waking up earlier, having energy for days. In his own words, after a week or two of the Chef Fit Elite method, a fog lifted. He had clarity again. He knew where he was going in his life. He had direction. He had focus. He was smashing it out in work. He was happy. He was fulfilled. The weight and the change in him physically is just a vehicle for him becoming the best version of himself and being happy again. That's just 2 examples I could show you. Here's some more. On the left here, one of the guys posted up in the group the other week. I'm finding it amazing how many chefs that give so much to their trade to try and make other people happy by feeding them great, well-cooked food under stressful conditions while they suffer with mental health issues and still get up and get to work every day, sometimes forgetting about their own happiness, leaving their families in bed in the mornings and coming back home when they're in bed that night. ChefFit has opened my eyes to chefs like me who have started to admit they can't go on, who are openly talking about the depression and anxiety they're feeling, not being silent anymore, and just getting on with it. ChefFit is improving my outlook. Cam and this tribe of chefs just maybe will be a massive turning point in our lives. Stick with it and never be afraid to share a problem on here. I think collectively we've been through it all. So it's not just fitness. This is what this group is. It's a tribe. We empower each other. We listen to each other. We support each other to be better, you know, and it's okay to talk about the shit that you're going through. And if we look up on the other side, then this is just what some of the guys have been saying the past week. It makes me look into things more positively. Everything that Andy said. Andy said that he completely shifted his perspective. He went from being in a negative frame of mind to a positive frame of mind. And his life is far better as a result. One of the other guys, it made me happy with my life and I think a happier person to be around. Self-confidence, lots of positivity and happiness, and the ability not to take shit from anyone. Unshakable. Definitely less depressed, less stressed, less anxious in and out of work, and slowly becoming more social again. That's someone who was crippled with mental health problems. Yeah? Someone who was on the brink and again has started to pull themselves out within 2 weeks. Another one gave me more confidence in the kitchen, 100%, made me less snappy and a lot happier, gave me more self-esteem. The other one is give me something I can go to and switch off from work, headphones on, training, sweating, and generally feeling fucking great for it. These are some of the reasons, these are some of the benefits of what guys have stepped into ChefFit and felt. Okay, that's the tip of the iceberg, just to give you an idea that what we're talking about here is for fucking real, chef. Now, if you stay towards the end of this training, I'm going to send you, you're going to get an email with the free chef's guide to losing the gut and getting your energy levels back up to scratch through nutrition. Okay, I'm going to give you that for free. And that's a very, very powerful tool that usually will cost people a lot of money. You're going to get it for free if you stick with this training. All right. And you're going to get it emailed to you. And that would be a great starting point for you. The second thing is I'm going to send you a recording of this training, which you can go back, you can look over, and you can take notes again, because we're going to be diving into some serious stuff here, some really, really, really good information that you need to take on board. And you might have to go through it 2 or 3 times to really rationalize. And then I'm going to give you the opportunity at the end of this to schedule a consult so I can customize the ChefFit Elite method to your needs and get you to start moving forward and making progress, chef. So here's our agreement. If you stay to the end, if I promise to you to completely change your perspective from being in a rut, being in a negative frame of mind, to being in the mindset that you can't do anything to fix your situation, that nothing works for you, that it's never going to happen, to shifting that to, I can actually make a life change and transformation. I can make the change. I can do it. I can sustain it. I can be happy. I can be healthy. I can be the role model that I want to be for my family and my other chefs. I can be the father or the mother I want to be. I can be the best version of myself. That's my goal here, is to shift you from being in the shit to having that version of yourself opened up as a possibility. So I will do that if you pay attention, you watch the whole thing, and then you take action at the end. Because if you don't, then we're wasting our time. We're wasting our time. Turn off the video. I'm not here to deal with fucking knuckle draggers and tire kickers. I'm here to change chefs' lives. I'm here to fucking make you become the thing that you want to be, and by making you do the thing that you don't want to do. That's the truth. No one will tell you that. No one's going to tell you that. That's my aim. I do what everyone else doesn't do. Take the high road. Tell you the truth. It's not going to be fucking easy. But again, listen to the truth, rationalize it, it will set you free. So stay with me for the rest of this training. I'm telling you, it'll be one of the best decisions you've ever made. So grab a pen and paper right now. If you're serious, you really want to make a change, grab a pen and paper right now. Or don't. Sit there and make the excuse to yourself. Sit there and go, actually, do you know what? I don't need to. That's number one reason why you haven't been able to make a change. If you're not willing to get a pen and paper right now, it shows me, and it should show you why you're not where you want to be. Because that's such a small, measly task. That's so easy, but you can't even be bothered to fucking do it. So what are you going to do? Oh, wait. Got it? Grab the pen and paper? Good. Let's get rocking and rolling. So who am I? Why should you be listening to me? Why should you be listening to me, Chef? As I said, my name's Cameron, and I know you more than you know yourself, Chef. Believe it or not, I know you more than you know yourself. You see, my background, I've been around food my whole life. I've been around service my whole life, and I've been around restaurants my whole life. I grew up in my father's restaurant. He was a chef for many, many years, went through some of the exact same pains that you guys go through. I grew up working there. My brother's a Michelin star chef. He owns his own restaurant right now. I grew up in my later teenage years, my early adult life. Me and my other brother, we ran a catering company together. Basically, I've been there and back when it comes to food and service. Whether that was working in the kitchen, whether that was working out on the floor, whether that was working in the bar, or whether that was doing our own catering events. And all the pains that you've gone through, I have been through it myself. And that's why I've created this thing. The late nights, the stress, the hours, the pressure, the feeling of not having any balance in your life, the feeling of using drugs, booze, and smokes as a crutch, you know, of having no social life outside of the people that you work with, having no family life outside of the people that you work with, having nothing to fight for anymore, and showing up and being fucking miserable on a daily basis. I understand that pain because I've been through that pain. Yeah, been around it my whole life. And I know you inside out. I've worked with so many chefs at this stage in the game since starting Chef Fit. I know you inside out, and I know what makes you tick, and I understand how to make you change. No one else understands how to make you change. Do you know why? Because no one understands you. People don't understand what it's like being on your feet for 70 to 80 hours a week. They don't understand what it's like in that kind of pressure, in that kind of environment where it's that cutthroat. And the only thing that you can do to survive is fucking caffeine, is be negative, and try and push all the way through. But the reality is people are breaking and people are falling by the wayside. So I combine that, and I've also been a competitive athlete my whole life. I've been a personal trainer, a strength and conditioning coach, competitive powerlifter, and I had a professional rugby contract in my later teen years. I had to retire from rugby and retire from sport through back injuries. But I've combined my knowledge as an athlete and as a coach with the pains and the experiences that I had in the service industry and the pains and experiences that I shared with my brothers and the people that I worked with. And now I've brought it together to create Chef Fit. And through Chef Fit, I've over time, through coaching and making chefs make transformations, I developed a Chef Fit Elite method. Okay? Based on everything that I know, every experience that I've had, and I've ground it down into this one method that will literally, if you apply it, will change your fucking life. So why does Chef Fit actually exist though? Here's one thing. Nobody cares about chefs. Nobody cares. We've nearly got 1 million chefs working worldwide. I think it's 950,000 chefs are employed in kitchens, or people are employed in kitchens. And I can tell you this as a big statement. I guarantee you the good majority of those people are suffering physically or mentally, or both. The majority of those chefs are suffering physically or mentally. Underpaid, underappreciated, overworked, and overstressed. Yeah? A physical and mental health epidemic. What other industry do you know when there's no healthcare, no holiday pay, no sick pay, and kitchens are deliberately understaffed? But everyone complains that there's no chefs. I'll tell you why there's no chefs. Because they can't make a fucking living. That they're so badly in the shit that they can't make it happen anymore. They can't do it. They can't hack it. Some are giving up. Some are committing suicide. If I could count on my hand in the last couple of months how many suicides I've heard. It's terrifying. It's fucking terrifying. And nobody's doing anything about it. Nobody. It's an epidemic. And in my opinion, I think a lot of the mental problems that chefs are going through, I'm not saying all of them, but I think a lot of the mental problems that chefs are going through and you are going through are as a result of your physical health and the lifestyle that you lead as a chef. You know, the pressure, the stress, and the long hours will then lead to you eating shit, using sugar and caffeine as a crutch to get through a day, smoking cigarettes, taking drugs, and drinking a lot of booze. Okay? Now, those 5 things I've just mentioned are an absolute recipe for disaster and a destroyed state of mind. So I think that if you can address your physical health and change your lifestyle, all of a sudden you can rise above that. And Chef Fit's, my vision is to create a movement of powerful chefs who rise above this epidemic, who are the best versions of themselves and excel in every part of their life, their health, work, their sense of self, and their family life. That's why Chef Fit exists, to get you to that point. Now, what I'm going to show you here and we dive into is literally how to become a happy, lean, focused, and confident chef using the Chef Fit Elite method. Okay, there's four guys who are in Chef Fit, including myself, who have completely changed their lives. You know, starting from the left, Peter, 12 kilos lost, completely changed his lifestyle. Liam, 14 kilos lost, overcame burnout and anxiety. Rob had his first kid on the way, went from living a life that was destroying him to living a life that actually makes him happy and healthy. And he's now the role model that he needs to be after having his first kid. Kenny on the right, takeaways and soft drinks were his life. That's all he did. And now he hasn't had a fizzy drink in 5 or 6 months. And he's lost, that picture says 20 kilos. Kenny has since lost 27 kilos. You can go and message Kenny and he'll show you. And I'll send you a picture of Kenny. I think I have one here towards the end of this. So this is the difference. Yeah. You want to become that? I'm going to show you how. Chef Fit Elite method. So there's 3 steps to becoming this version of yourself that we're talking about here. And this is what I have determined from the industry. The pains of the chef. It's like, okay, what do we need to do to get them here? Number 1, foundational habits, right? We need to establish a totally new operating system for you. Remove the things that are destroying you, implement the things that will build you towards success. Number 1, and that's the most important. Number 2, environment shift. Who are you around? Who's dragging you down? Are you in an environment that's healthy to push you towards progress, or are you in the shit around negativity all the time and it's dragging you down? Step 3 is the identity shift. Once we establish the first 2 steps, then we start to shift the identity of who you are. Take you from being a miserable, fat, unhappy, depressed, anxious, tired, lethargic chef who can't make it happen to a chef who's highly successful, wealthy, let's say attractive, has lost all the weight they need to lose, is lean, confident, happy, doing all the things they need to do. That's the identity shift. That's what we're trying to achieve here with step 3. So number 1 is foundational habits. What does this picture tell you? That is the foundation of a house. I'll tell you one thing you don't do. Step 1 is about building the foundation. So you're not going to paint the walls and put down a fancy carpet without having a foundation built. You can't build a house on a foundation of quicksand. So what we're trying to do with you right now, and the first step of the Chef Fit Elite method, is build foundational habits. So there's 2 ways you can go about this, right? The red pill is the bad one. The red pill is what you don't want to do. This is how you feel right now. You work 70 hours a week. You're in the shit. Every day is a struggle, okay? You drink every single night to even just wind down from work. When you get into work and you get into service, front of house fucks you. In the middle of service, you get dockets over the pass all at the same time. You know, your section isn't boxed off. You're living in this pressure pit. You're living in this state of unhappiness. You finish work every night and it's like, fuck me, I'm exhausted. And you repeat the cycle over and over and over again. Eventually it gets so bad and you have a moment where you can't play with your kids for 5 minutes, or you get a moment where you have to put on a double XL t-shirt instead of the medium you used to fit into. And all of a sudden you go, fuck, I need to do something here. So you feel like that, so you want to do something. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to try and go for the magic pillar potion. You're going to try and do a diet. You're going to try a gym membership. You're going to try some fancy program that you saw on the internet. You're going to try some of these things. But the reality is you do them for a week and then you go back to the same shit. Why? Well, the red pill is this. You don't want to change your operating system. You don't want to change who you are, but you'll look for something that's going to give you the easy way out. When the reality is the change that you're looking for is never going to be easy. It's never going to be easy. If you want to make drastic changes in your life, you need to change your habits. And if you're just trying to diet and hoping for the best, you're winging it and it's never going to happen. So I'm going to tell you, that's the harsh truth. So what do we actually need to do? I call this the blue pill. And I say this to every chef I work with. You got the red pill or the blue pill. Easy way out, quick fix, doesn't work sustainably, blue pill. Take the high road, do the work and sustain it long term. First things first, you need to remove destructive habits. I'm going to tell you something. If you right? If you think a diet is going to work, but you're still boozing on a nightly basis, or you're still sleeping fucking really late at night, or you're still stuck in your fridge for fucking eating shite and ordering takeaways, you know, you're still smoking 30 cigarettes a day. These are destructive habits, and they have chain reactions off the back of them. Because you drink late at night, it means you sleep late at night. Because you sleep late at night and you're drinking, you don't get into deep sleep, which means you wake up early or late in the morning after hitting the snooze button several times, and you're absolutely exhausted. And because you're absolutely exhausted, you need coffee and Red Bull to sustain yourself during the day. And this is a vicious cycle that gets worse and worse and worse and worse. However, if you remove the destructive habit of boozing and sleeping late, all of a sudden everything will become easier. That's why you need to put a routine in place that builds good habits instead of bad ones. So for example, if we were to go, okay, right, I'm going to put this structure in place with your nutrition. I'm going to get you to move every single day so you're getting more and more energy into your body. All right. And we make a concentrated effort to go to bed at this time without boozing. All of a sudden, through doing a little bit of exercise, having a structure around your food and not doing the bad things that are destroying you, then everything becomes better. You've got more energy, more motivation, you're happier, you're feeling fresher, you've got more vitality. And it comes down to making a concentrated effort to remove bad habits and put good habits in place. Simplicity is how your routine should be. Doesn't matter what it is, you need to show the fuck up and execute on it. Keep it simple, show up and do it, be consistent. That's what's going to get you the result. That's what step one is about. Foundational habits. Remove the bad, implement the good. These are the results of what I've done with chefs who have implemented foundational habits. On the left, you have Kenny, who I mentioned earlier on. Kenny came to me and he was 128 kilos, I believe. And then he basically was drinking 2 liters of Coca-Cola a day, eating a takeaway every single night, and eating chocolates and sweets throughout the day and Red Bull to keep himself going through service. He had hit a very, very low point. His back was to the wall. He had to change. So what did I do with Kenny? Okay, buddy, we're going to cut out the takeaways. We're going to cut out the fizzy drinks. We're going to be eating 3 meals a day. We're going to have water, a pint of water waking up. You're going to eat greens with every single meal. We remove the sugar, remove the shite. And how you're going to stay consistent on that is we're going to food prep for an entire week at the start of the week. So make enough food, batch up a chili, a stir fry, a stew, whatever, to last you the full week. Boom, we stick to it. Your 3 meals a day. Kenny, over time then, through the simplicity of this, completely changed his habits, completely changed his operating system, and now he's lost over 27 kilos. Simple. Liam on the right. Liam was burnt out and anxious, okay? He was dependent on sugar, dependent on coffee, and smoking 40 cigarettes a day. So what did we do? Cut out the sugar, cut out the drink, you know, and then we started getting him to eat real food 3 times a day. And then we got him to move every single day. All of a sudden, once he broke the habit of the sugar after 3 or 4 days, then the greens and the good stuff out of the food started coming through. And now he starts feeling better about himself. His body starts changing. And he starts exercising every day by doing a walk or run or going to the gym. And it's like, boom, the dude's lost over 14 kilos and he's happier than ever. He's completely changed his habits. This is what happens when you develop foundational habits. It's a chain reaction. Exercise and good nutrition will equal way more positive things in your life than negative. Step number 2, environment shift. Are you better off climbing a mountain alone? Or are you better off climbing a mountain with a group of people who understand what you're going through and can relate to you and will support you through the hard times? Yes or no? Which is easier? It's obviously going to be with the group. That's what an environment is. It's a support system. It's accountability. And the one thing that will hold you back is your environment. So what environment are you in every single day? When you go into work, what are the chefs like that you're working with? Are they glass half full people or glass half empty people? I'll tell you a story. My brother used to work in a very, very high level kitchen, right? But he used to work with a lot of fucking old school chefs, you know, guys who were in bits, you know, who just kind of toughened up to the environment. And what was the story with these guys was my brother was 27. He was getting piano lessons because he wanted to learn how to play piano. And it was something that he liked doing on his days off. And the chef said to him, "What the fuck are you trying to do that for? You're a bit old for that." My brother was 27 trying to learn piano. And he was told, you're a bit old for that. Why would you bother? That is a negative environment. That will drag you down. That will destroy you. Do you understand? What would happen if he was in an environment where, Jesus, man, you're playing piano. That's great stuff. Fair play to you. What would that do? You see, you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you spend your time with negative people, you will start to take negative actions. If you spend your time with positive people, you will start to become positive yourself. Do you understand the issue? See, the problem, the thing that's holding you back is you don't have people around you that are going to push you and hold you accountable to the things that are going to improve your life. The only people you have around you are negative cunts who want to drink, do drugs, want to pull you down, want to tell you it's all okay that you can be mediocre. That's bullshit. If you're around ordinary people, chances are you're going to be ordinary. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. ChefFit is about creating an environment of competitive chefs who've all been through the same shit, who all understand what the job is like, but they're all pushing towards becoming the best versions of themselves. And they won't stop at anything less. And they will pick you up and drive you along to do that. That's why an environment is so powerful. That's why I have dozens of chefs who are losing 10 to 20 kilos and completely changing their lives. Why? Because we have that kind of environment where that is the standard that you're supposed to keep. Mediocrity is not accepted. What environment are you in? Ask yourself the question. So how do you shift to a positive environment? You need to invest in a group that you can relate to who share the same goals. ChefFit is a paid group that I coach. It is my business, okay? Chefs pay to get into ChefFit to be coached by me and be surrounded by other chefs, so they're in a competitive environment that is going to push them to get the results, yeah? Most of you will pussy out when it comes to investing in yourself. So if you don't want to invest in yourself, then don't expect anything different. For me, to learn, I put myself around other coaches. I invest to be in, I spend money to be in groups where I'm surrounded by other coaches who are fucking taking names, who I'm surrounded by A-graders, or coaches who are willing to fucking push and push and push. And that drives me to be better. That drives me to make ChefFit better. And I get accountability. Accountability is key. Do the people that you're around hold you accountable to your goals, or do they let you away with it? Because if they let you away with it, you're not going to be successful. However, if you're around people who keep you accountable, you're going to stay on the bandwagon. That's why our chefs are successful. Because no matter how hard things get, whatever obstacles they come across, they get pulled right back onto the bandwagon and keep pushing forward. So here's our environment in action. On the left, the guys I showed you earlier, this is just some of the things that they have achieved since starting. These guys did not know each other. ChefFit's all online. They jumped into ChefFit. They started training together. They started getting the results. They started making these massive life-changing decisions. And now all of a sudden, every single Saturday, they do a 5K park run. They meet up in Dublin in Brick Lane, and they go for a 5K together, And these are four guys who are nearly best mates now who had never met each other. They'd known each other online for about 4 months at this stage. That's the power of an environment. That's the power of ChefFit. That's what we deliver, okay? That's what you need in your life. Number 3, the identity shift. So what is the identity shift? Well, listen, basically you are what you repeatedly do. You are what you repeatedly do. And if you keep failing, you then think of yourself as a failure. If you do things successfully over time, you think of yourself as a success. So here's the problem if you keep failing over and over and over again. Failure will become a habit and a pattern. Do you know those people, chefs talk to me all the time, I tried diets, I tried the gym, I tried this, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work for me. Work gets mad, I can't do it. That has become a pattern. You are now telling yourself that you're a failure, that you can't do it. Your identity is failing. Your identity is not making it happen. Your identity is making excuses because you keep failing. How do you view yourself as a result of failing? You don't see yourself in a positive light. You think, therefore you are. So you're too consumed with the quick fix and you give up. I tried the diet, I tried the gym, but you never changed the habits. You never put the ChefFit Elite method into fucking play. You did the quick fix. You did the thing that doesn't work. You were lied to. It's not your fault. You were told that if you take this detox tea, you're going to lose 2 stone in a week. But it doesn't work like that. It never works like that. It's not going to work like that. So you're too consumed with the quick fix, which never works, and therefore nothing works. That's bollocks. Failure is a habit. So you need to do something that enables your success. So here's how you're going to shift your identity. This is how you go from being a failure to a success. Think about the process and play the long game. Like, think about it. Put the ChefFit Elite method into play. Create something that's so simple. Simple nutrition, simple fucking exercise routine. Show up and do it. Let's identify the shit habits. Let's replace the good. Let's put good habits in place. Let's put ourselves in a competitive, accountable environment. And let's just think every day that I wake up, what can I do today to push myself forward? What can I do today to push myself forward? Stop thinking about the outcome. Stop thinking about, if I take this detox tea, I'm going to lose 2 stone. Think about what you could do today to make it fucking happen. Well, I can get up and I can exercise. I can drink more water. I don't have to have the fucking Red Bull. I don't have to eat the chocolate bar, and maybe I can have a salad. That's the process. What did you do today to win? Today's a fucking battle. So win today. Forget about tomorrow. Stop fucking stopping. The reason that you think of yourself as a failure is because you keep stopping before you actually get the result. This is a long game you have to play. This is the rest of your life. You understand? It's not something you try for a couple of weeks. It's something you do for the rest of your life that makes you happy and healthy. Implement steps 1 and 2. Change your habits, put yourself in an environment. And one day, once you do this for months on end, then you're going to look back and see how far you've come. That's the moment you shift the identity. How many chefs do I have right now? Over a dozen that have lost 10 to 15 kilos, if not more, okay? Can train every day, eat good food on a daily basis, drink loads of water, don't booze nearly as much, don't eat takeaways, don't eat shit, and don't do drugs anymore. And they have completely shifted their identity, and they didn't even notice themselves doing it. They just committed to the process of the Chef Fit Elite method day by day by day. They kept doing it. It got easier over time. Boom, they shifted the identity. Absolutely insane. It's simple as fuck. This is Craig. Craig's a perfect example. The guy I showed you at the start. He shifted his identity using the Chef Fit Elite method. So he lost 18 kilos in 4 months. He adopted a new way of life. He went from buying jellies on his way home from work and drinking several cans at night and going to sleep really late after watching a load of fucking TV to having his meal prep done, eating his 3 meals a day, rock solid, doing his training training every single day, being consistent in the group, holding other chefs accountable. Okay? Stop the boozing, stop the late nights, started sleeping better, started waking up earlier, taking his kids to school, and he wasn't coming home and going to sleep anymore. He was coming home, cleaning the house and doing the things he needed to do. And then he's going into work and he's smashing it out. Adopted a new way of life. Qualified as a personal trainer because of his passion for health and lifestyle. He changed so drastically that he actually wanted to become a personal trainer, which he's currently doing right now. That's the identity shift. Go from being a fat, unhappy chef to a personal trainer. That's about as polar opposite as you can get. That's about as polar opposite as you can get. That's the example of shifting the identity. What did Craig do? Foundational habits, put himself in the environment and showed up day in, day out, day in, day out. Never gave up on himself. And all of a sudden, 4 months later, here he fucking is. And he's not finished. He's 90 kilos there. He's not going to stop till he's 75, 80 kilos. Yeah, that's the identity shift. So, recap. How to become a happy, lean, confident, and focused chef. Number 1, step 1, remove bad habits and replace them with good ones. Good habits are done when you have a simple routine. I give people a simple routine. This is what I coach them on. Simple routine gives you consistency. Consistency gives you results. Simple as. Number 2, change the people you surround yourself with. If you're around negativity, you will be negative. If you're around people who are unsupportive, you won't be supported to achieve your goals. But if you're around other chefs who will push you and hold you accountable, all of a sudden, everything starts to change. Motivation does not become an issue anymore. You're motivated daily. You're motivated daily. If you're surrounded by chefs who are losing that amount of weight, changing their energy levels, changing their fucking viewpoint of themselves, completely flipping their life on its head into a positive, then all of a sudden that's going to impact you. Shift how you view yourself and your actions will follow. If you view yourself in a positive light, if I think of myself, wake up every morning, I am happy, I am successful, I am motivated, I am energetic, I love my family, I love my job, I'm passionate about what I do. All of a sudden, your actions start to manifest. If you tell yourself every single morning, I hate my life, I hate what I'm doing, I hate all of this is shit, what does your life end up being? Ends up being shit. So you shift your identity by getting the result. However, if you don't get a good routine in place and implement steps 1 and 2, you're going to fail. And if you keep failing, you're going to think of yourself as a failure. So don't do that. Implement steps 1 and 2. Step 3 takes care of itself. So here's the power of Chef Fit. On the left, Peter started in the first challenge, lost 10 kilos. He was looking for a challenge and to be challenged by like-minded chefs. After 12 weeks, he lost another 2 or 3 kilos. He's since lost another 5 kilos on top of that. He's down 17 kilos. Okay, the tribe turned out to be so much more than a group of chefs or unfit chefs. We thought we were unique in our struggles, then we were all in the same boat. That's the environment. He benefited from the environment. Liam on the right side, 6 kilos lost in 4 weeks. Days off, he would do nothing with his kids. The change so far is amazing. That was in 4 weeks. Week 12, 14 kilos down. Staying on, I have seen massive changes in my whole body and attitude towards life. I'm loving it, and the tribe keeps us going. Rob, on the left, I have a new lease on life with my first kid on the way. He's given up smoking and he's lost 7 kilos. Look at the difference in his body. He is the role model that he wants to be for his kid now. Okay, he just had his kid, and now we're exactly where he wants to be a couple of months later. Then on the right, you have Raymondo. Ray was sleeping better and more focused within a week or two of doing Chef Fit. He lost 1 stone in 4 weeks. He said he doesn't crack anymore in the kitchen. He beasts his prep out of it, and he beasts service out of it. And he runs rings around the other chefs because he's got all this energy, and he's so confident in himself now. Then you got Alan on the left. This 100% changed my outlook, my focus, and everything. He lost 9 kilos in 4 weeks. And as I showed you in the picture at the start of his back, he's lost 12 kilos in 3 months. Alan has completely shifted his perspective. He is so much happier now. He's off the brink, and he's actually living life to the full. On the right, you have Dan Hannigan. Lost 14 kilos and 35 centimeters around his stomach. Okay? Dude went from being 3 days of takeaways, shit food, fucking smoking weed and fizzy drinks, to waking up early, running his own business, Food for Thought, which is mental health awareness for chefs. He's completely shifted. He's now taken up a head chef role in a new restaurant. He's pushed everything into a positive direction off the back of what he's done. That is the power of Chef Fit. Best versions of themselves. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do, chef? Seriously, what are you going to do? I've shown you how to do it. I've shown you how to do it. Habits, environment, identity. Okay? That's the truth. No one will tell you. Most people won't tell you how. So where are you going to be in the next 6 to 12 months? Are you going to join the fucking Hall of Fame like those lads I just showed you? Guys who completely flipped it on its head? Or are you going to stay the exact same as you are right now? Stay in the shit. Stay in the rut. Don't do anything about it. He's still going to be doing the same thing 6 to 12 months from now. Yes or no? See, our agreement was this, chef. At the start, I asked you that if I could shift your perspective to change your life and get the most out of your life by getting out of the rut, that you would take action. I'm very confident in what I've told you here that has shifted your perspective. It's very simple what you need to do. It's not easy, but it's very simple. So here's your opportunity to take the action necessary to change your life. This is the opportunity. You need to book a free consult with myself, and I'm going to customize the Chef Fit Elite method for you. I'm going to take what I've shown you here today, and then I'm going to basically structure it in a way around your goals. I'm going to get to the bottom of what your problems are. I'm going to get to the bottom of what goals we want to achieve. I'm going to take the Chef Fit Elite method, and I'm going to put this game plan customized for you so you can get over the problems, annihilate the problems, and achieve the goals. Yeah? You can book a call here, or you can message me and I can get you to book in a call. But the idea here is this is your opportunity to change. If you don't want to change, don't fucking do it. Don't do it. Genuinely, don't do it. This is for chefs who are fucking serious. This is for guys who are sick of it. They're sick of the bullshit. They're sick of the fucking hours. They're sick of the fucking lethargy. They're sick of being unhappy. And they want to be happy. They want to be the best versions of themselves. They want to be the role models that they should be. That's your opportunity. So here's food for thought. Is 15 minutes of your time, which is how long that consult is going to take, is it worth that result of being happy and being the best version of yourself? Are you just going to watch what I've just told you and do nothing? See, information is just information. What makes information come to life is action. Are you going to take action? Yes or no? When is the best time to start, chef? Now. Not Monday, not next week, not next month. Someday. I'll start it someday. Look up your calendar and go and find someday for me. It doesn't fucking exist. That's why you'll never take action, never do the thing you're supposed to do. There's a reason why you're watching this right now. You're here for a reason. You're not where you want to be right now. I know the pain that you're going through. I'm doing this for you. So are you going to take the red pill and take the quick fix, easy option and stay doing what you're doing and expect something miracle to happen? Or are you going to take the blue pill and overhaul everything in your life? That's what I want you to fucking ask yourself right now. If you are serious and you want to take the blue pill, book your consult and I'll talk to you on the other side. That's the key. So with that in mind, chef, I hope this was a helpful video for you. I hope this was a helpful training for you. And I hope you take action. I look forward to chatting to you. All the best.